So, my dear Libra, the Sun is now in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the guardian angel, is the one that blends the masculine and the feminine, so that we then celebrate the rainbow of creativity that is coming to us. The rainbow of creativity are all the 7 chakras. And in there we have 2 times the 7 and the 14, right? But the 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and that's in the tarot, the Wheel of Fortune. Now the Sun giving the light to the Moon, which is in your sign today. We see that we have here 2 pillars. We see that you are sitting here understanding the number 3, right? The Empress or Venus, because you're ruled by Venus. And Venus, of course, the beauty and the love and all those beautiful things that we can buy with money comes through the Empress. So we recognize, right, the combination here, and in that combination grand things can come to us, can come down to us. We can become a guardian angel ourselves. Now the 14 plus the 11 is the 25, and the 25 calculated together we get the 7, the emotional intelligence. In the 25 we have the 20, the last judgment, which is Pluto. And we are looking into Pluto because Pluto, since the 19th of November, has finally moved into Aquarius. And we're going to look at Aquarius as well, right? Pluto in Aquarius. And for that, I have the deck of the Libra Healing Oracle. The 25, like I said, is the 7. The 7 we get, of course, the emotional intelligence, right? Through the 5, through the spiritual teaching that we can understand through our 5 senses. But in the end, it's the 6th sense that leads to the 7th chakra. And so we see the light, we see the halo that a lot of spiritual teachers have talked about. So here we recognize a combination between fire and air. 2 masculine energies coming together. The Sagittarius is Paschimottanasana, is the bending forward. The upper and the lower come together so that we find our inner guardian angel. And you have, of course, here Malasana, the standing on the balls of your feet, right, in this squat. And you hold your hands in front of your heart so that you really come into a balance from the heart, not from the head, right? And so it's very important to see that. We can, of course, also calculate the 14 into a 5, right? We have the 4 here, the Emperor, and that's Aries, that's Mars ruled. And so the 5, again, we understand the teacher is here. The teacher that lets us know that we need to transcend the 5 senses. The Sun, right? We know the Sun is shining bright, is bringing us personality, is bringing us energy, and the Moon is bringing us feelings and the subconscious. We want to evolve out of this pool of water up into the sky, right? It's almost like the destiny is to rise up. You are the Queen of Swords, and as such you are really cunning. You know what you're doing, you know what you want, and you say it is your birthday between September 12th and October 12th, then is she your court card? If not, look in the description, I have listed all of them. You are the 7th zodiac sign, and as such connected with the 7th house of love and relationship, and as a Libra, you just love beauty. You love beauty, and in that you do anything to create a beautiful home, or dress beautiful, or cook beautiful. Everything has to be beautiful for you. back to the last reading where we had Scorpio Sun giving Libra Moon the light. To exist in a state of pure existence might be all you want. Now, Libra. So, recognize this state of consciousness that you feeling right through Sagittarius, and I see one card is reoccurring, has come back, and we will then use that as a understanding that there's still something that is either not cleared or it's still persistent, it's still there, also in a positive way, of course. And as such, we can begin the reading. So I start with here the last judgment. And the last judgment, like I said, is Pluto. Pluto has moved into Aquarius. And we get here the Watcher, the animal totem. And the animal totem is interesting because the native Indians have used animals as our spirit guides. And so here, the awakening to the new zeitgeist, right? The W that you see here, the I is becoming the we. And so the 20 and the 64 becomes the 84. And the 84, we see the strength, and the 4 always the leader that understands how to use that strength. When we then calculate it together, we get the 12, and the 12 is the hanged man. When we hang upside down, we start getting clear, we start activating our crown chakra, and in there we kind of get enlightened. The 12 then turns into the 3, and the 3 again is the Empress. So see that you, of course, here at 10, that you are having a mission, and I'm going to read you this card in a minute, but in that mission you know that Venus is talking. Again, the beautiful is coming here to you, right? Beauty and love. So observe and see what you can do for that. So here, the Watcher, the animal totem. Spirit familiar frequency that waits, watching for you to sight its presence. It does not walk with you, but gazes through the glare of beasts and bugs that eyeball you. When you eventually connect, it will walk with you, reach out to teach you, and then flee like the sun at dusk. This is your connection to the creatures around you, and is the breath that connects to all the mystical fauna you've previously been. Cherish the lessons those unremembered lives have taught you. We are all creation's creatures. So it's those little creatures that we also have to recognize that they have their significance, and that we have been those creatures. And so I think it's almost like saying it's this we, the we not as humans, but all creatures, is now bringing you an understanding how much we are interconnected. So do not kill, right? Do not destroy. And yes, sometimes I do have with my plants, as you see back here, a little bit of a problem. There come these little flies, and I'm like, okay, sometimes they can fly here around. And I have thought about, killing them, but now when I see this, right, it's like, I don't want to kill them, because they have a right to live as well, right? But sometimes it's interesting, right? So plants bring animals, and it's part of this dimension, and I think it's talking to you as well, right? What is bringing Aquarius? Aquarius is bringing you the Empress. And so we have the 3 here, now you have the 3 here, you have a 3-3 portal. And a 3-3 portal is the highest consciousness that we can reach in the secret brotherhoods, right? The 33 vertebrae. The number 33, 2 times the 3 is a portal, and she gives birth. And the light that comes down, or the calling that's coming down, right? The light beam that you see here is bringing you always the number 3. So the 1 is immediately 3. And so the 3 is really creating new life. She has that baby here underneath her belly, and we can see the 33 is talking. What is bringing you? The Empress, she brings you the strength. And the strength is here the number 11. And the 11 is usually you, right? The Justice, but here it's Leo, so it's reversed. So some schools changed the position of Libra and Leo, and here it's the 11. So it's kind of a reminder to you to create the strength that you need to be in this infinite loop. And so the 3 and the 11, again, you see there is a date, the 3rd of November or the 11th of March. The 33 and the 11 also speak here very clearly of 2 portals. One, the 11, is the inner teacher that is letting you know you have the strength to know what is there for you to understand, right? For you to awaken. This is God's call, because Pluto is brutal. Pluto doesn't care about you as a human. Pluto is talking to the collective, talking to us all. He's so far out, right? It's kind of like 20 years now in Aquarius, right? His whole path is 248 years, right? So it's kind of like hard for us to comprehend that. And so observe here the understanding that the strength is coming. Leo is coming. Leo is opposite of Aquarius. When we say Pluto is in Aquarius, we also need to consider Leo, which is the opposite, right? It's always in that opposite that we recognize, this is where I want to come together. This is where we unite the opposite, right? Here Aquarius and here Leo. And so in this axis, right, in this linear time here, we understand the union is coming here. And the message is really beautiful. Because then the Queen of Swords gets the 2 of Swords, which is the Moon in Libra. And that's exactly what's happening today, right? The Moon in Libra. So the 2 of Swords is speaking about a justice, speaking about thinking the right thing, uniting the dualities and creating a oneness here, right? It's always the 2 is duality, always. And so we see the crossing, it's saying very clearly, come to one, come into the equilibrium, come into the understanding that the spine is right here between these 2 pillars, the dark and the light pillar. And so the 7 and the 2 is a 9, and the 9 is completion. In that completion, you recognize something, right? That you come into a peacefulness because the Moon is speaking directly to you. Unite duality, unite that which is very difficult to unite. What is saying the Mother Peace Sorrow, the shaman of this reverse is coming, and that's Taurus. And it's the 2nd zodiac sign, so there's a 22 here. The 22 is Uranus, is bringing you a new beginning. So you have the 11, the 22, and the 33. So you have the steps. You know what to do to become a master. You know that to exist in a state of pure existence might be all you want. Now, Libra, is to master the steps. The 11, the 22, and the 33. So understand that Taurus, as a reverse zodiac sign here, is letting you know he shares with you the Empress, Venus, right? And so when he is upside down, it's almost like you are not grounded enough, because this is air and this is earth. So this is feminine and this is masculine. Unite them so you get the 22, make a portal out of it, and so it's not negative, because here he goes to this bird, to this eagle, to get the message that he needs to know what to do next. So the 22 with the 7, we get the 22nd of July as a date, right? Very specific, very clear. You know, okay, here is a date. What is Taurus saying? He is bringing you the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man, you see, is hanging here. And the crown chakra is below. It's the number 12. The 12, again, we have the 10, Jupiter, and the 2, the High Priestess. Calculated together, we get the 3. The 3, again, we have the Empress. So now you have 3 times the 3. And 3 times the 3, you become powerful from your solar plexus. And the 3, and here the 7 becomes the 10. The 22nd of October. I think that's an important date for you, because it's your month, right? Libra. The 22nd of October, maybe the last day where the sun is in Libra. Observe this date and see how you now can change things around, right? That you work with the Taurus, that you work and become enlightened and realize sometimes we gotta let go, because he's also reversed. So let go of your mind, let go of this ego type of thinking, and see that there is a shift, a bigger shift that you may be not conscious of, but the cards are detecting it and letting you know that something wants to go, but also unite within, right? Unite and see the 22, and here then the 3 with the 10, the 22nd of October. Very beautiful. Then we look at the Empress, and the Empress is getting the Tower. And the Tower is the 16, and in the 16, of course, we get again Jupiter, and the 6, the self-love. In that self-love, sometimes things go, it's like that's what consciousness does, right? Or God, the house of God, La Maison Dieu, these are French cards, is saying, well, things must go so that we awaken. And so the 16 and the 3 is the 19, and the 19 we know is the sun. The sun that brings the light, that brings the joy, that brings here these 2 children. And in there we awaken and we fall from a pedestal. The 16 turns into a 7, the 7 and the 3 is then of course the 10. The 10, a new beginning that you are realizing because you had the 10 here, right? A new beginning in seeing that the animals are watching you, the animals are here, that you have an animal totem coming to you. Now, what is the Tower saying? The Tower brings you the moth. And these are exactly the animals here the Watcher is talking about, right? These bugs, these flying animals, and here comes the moth. And the moth is an air animal, and it's kind of interesting because it's the first animal that is listed here. It's impulsive, it's hasty, it's wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we are attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. So here it's saying finish a project. If you have started a project, right, and think, oh, let me stop it, finish it. Because the 16 and the 1 is the 17. That's Aquarius. And Aquarius brought you the Empress, and the Empress finishes things. She's not the one that says, oh, well, I don't feel like it, right? So here you have Leo, right? Remember, Leo opposite of the Aquarian energy. So Leo is bringing you the strength in seeing the message, the 17, the star, and in there you get the 8, the strength, the Leo, the creativity. So we have the 3 and the 1 is the 4. Then you have the masculine power, the Emperor, to create what you want to create. And the 20 appears, and the 20 is again the last judgment. The I becomes the we, right? So observe that and understand that. Then we look at your deck. We get the Prince of Swords, and that's Gemini. And the Prince of Swords is coming towards this tower moment, and he's literally saying, what can I do? What can I help? He's the 3rd zodiac sign, so here again we get a 19, the 19, the Sun. And here's a 3-3 again, a 33 again. You empower yourself by knowing you're a master. The 33, and here then the 7 out of the 16. Know that the emotional intelligence needs you to be awakened in communication, in the way you talk to people who have just fallen off a tower. It's not an easy thing, right, to let people know, well, right now things are gonna get destroyed, so awaken. And he's walking or coming with his chariot right at the situation, but he's kind of looking away. He's like, oh, I don't really want to see this. And you know, Gemini is like a good communicator, and Gemini is through Mercury connected, right? And that's the messenger. So a 33 or a 19. The 19 is the 10, the 10 and the 3 is the 13. Scorpio, transformation. Allow the transformation to be there. What is Gemini saying? He's bringing to the Page of Wands. Once things leave, enjoy. And that's why he's looking over there. You see that? He's like, I don't want to see this. I want to see this. This is what I like. Yes, this is what we want. The pages, all 3 fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So enjoy. When things leave, start enjoying. Because again, here's a 3, right? So it's a 3-3 with the Empress 3 times the 3. And the 7. Beautiful, right? So you know what to do, you know how to make things happen. Also remember, we had here the moth, so the 16 turns into the 17, right? So 3 times the 3 and the 17, the star, Aquarius, is gonna change you, is gonna change us all. And now the last one, the Mother Piece Tarot, the 9 of Discs, Venus in Virgo. So the 9, the completion, beautiful here, right? We see here the 16, and of course here we leave the 33, right? The 16 and the 9 is the 25. The 25, the 7 is left. The emotional intelligence, how to handle money, how to know that you've done everything that there is to do with your money. You know how money changes now its course. It's going to be more Bitcoin and etc. and Ethereum and all these things. And still we need to keep money. The value of money is important because money is something that we hold in our hands, and we cannot allow the banks to make money disappear. It's then the downfall of us all. So it's really important to see that, right? So the 9 and the 3 is the 12, the hangman. When things fall apart, right, stand up for the things that are important to you. And so communicate about it and make sure that people understand that. It's always the young generation that is coming and saying, well, you guys, why are you against it? Well, because we know. We know why we're against it. Because it's controlling then all of us. Then here comes the soul aspect here, justice, and we get the 4 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Pentacles is connected with the Sun in Capricorn, which is leading to the next reading, right? In the next month, we have Sun in Capricorn. So you have 9 Pentacles and 4, that's 13. 13, a big transformation in the money, like I said, is going to happen. And US Justice, make sure that that's not happening. Yeah? The 11 and the 4, of course, is the 15. That's Capricorn. That's, again, the career. That's establishment. That's structures. And it's kind of like they want to control us. But again, here, the 4 is left. And the 4 and the 11 is the 4th of November or the 11th of April as a date. What is coming from Sagittarius? The 8 of Cups. And you don't have any other cups, which is Saturn in Pisces. So you're leaving something that's good for something that's even better, right? The 4, it's good, you're stable, but you gotta emotionally go further. You gotta go. You gotta leave. Saturn in Pisces, that's that moment where you realize, okay, I do need to grow. I do need to do something. And in that doing, right, I know that something has called me already in the hangman. So I gotta go. And so the 4 and the 8 is the 12. The 12 is the 3 again. The Empress is talking. You know what to do. Venus is gonna help you. Always listen to Venus. She's your guardian angel, right? The same way here Temperance is this guardian angel. Then what is coming? The 4 of Wands, and that's the card that is coming back from last time. The 4 of Wands, we see that you didn't have any other wands, right? You had the Page of Wands. This is Venus in Aries. So understand that the 4-4 portal is here. You have the 11, the 22, the 33, the 44. Amazing. And the 8 and the 11, now this is the date, the 11th of August or the 8th of November. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? This is Venus in Aries. This is celebrating, 4 girls are celebrating their first menstrual cycle. The 4 of Pentacles, but you still gotta go. Something is here stuck, right? That's what the 4 is. The 4 is a square. And so the 44 is saying, well, you got to leave. And I think you feel this since August or maybe November, the 8th of November, before Pluto went into Aquarius. So I think you feel that something's got to change. You got to change the way you see spirituality, and you got to awaken to the possibility that now something bigger is coming. And that bigger is coming because you know that you have the Empress. You are now turning into the Empress. You are turning into someone special, right? Remember, the 64 is the 10 and the 3 is the 13. There's a big transformation, right? From a state of consciousness that used to be bugs and leaves and all that, and now you're like coming here into this Venus Empress consciousness, and you have the strength to do that, right? Remember the 11 here with Leo, the Force. May the Force be with you, right? That beautiful Star Wars sentence. May the Force be with you. And I think the Force is with you because you have the 11, the 22, the 33, and the 44. How beautiful is that? What else do you want? Right? In there, you know what is shifting and you know what is changing. And this is what the last judgment is bringing you now a big awakening where you see these 3 cards, right? These are powerful cards because these are major arcana, so the soul knows what to do with these pictures. So meditate on these 3 and let me know what happened. So I hope I see you in the next reading, right? We know that Capricorn is coming. Sun in Capricorn was here. The 4 of Pentacles, so the money, the stability in it. We will see what Capricorn has to say in the next reading. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.